security. Just one thing is very important. Please be careful of your hands, alright? Do not let your hands outside the boat. Keep them inside the boat in case if I cross another boat. If you wish to get up to take a picture, feel free to do it, but please tell me so I will stop the boat and no one will fall in the water. Alright? And we are leaving, you notice that I'm leaving the city of Colombia right now, and we are entering the garden area where you could find here during the Middle Ages a lot of gardens, fields, orchards. Yeah. And the river here, it's not the Ill, it's not the Rhine River, it's a small river called the Lauch. Loch in French, Lauch in German, Loch in Alsatian. And Lauch in German, it means a vegetable, it means the leek vegetable. And there is a story, there is a little explanation for that, a little legend. It was said that during Middle Ages, one of the gardeners, he drank too much wine between his work, between 2 hours of his work, and when he wished to put some vegetable inside the boat, well, everything fell in the water, a big leek soup, and it became the leek river, the Lauch. That's the story. The true explanation, it came from the Celtic word laucha, but that's for the historians. It means water. And what is true in this story is that during Middle Ages, once again, all around you, there wasn't any house either in the river. I would arrive in a little town called Villers and in the Vosges mountain. The river did not just surround Colmar, it leads to the Vosges mountain. And if you're familiar with the Alsatian history, if you wrote something about it, you notice that it is parted between Germany, France, Germany, France, Germany again, French again. Wow, why am I telling you this? Because in the left, at your left, you can notice some very, very big, some very beautiful houses. These houses were built by the Kaiser. They were built by the emperor, not himself, his workers. And they were built to attract the Germans to attention, inhabitants of Colmar, Colmariens, inhabitants of Colmar, they decided to move, to fled the region, and they settled themselves in Paris, in Lyon, in Marseille, in Bordeaux, in France. And there they opened a lot of restaurants, and in those restaurants they proposed choucroute, tarte flambée. A lot of typical Alsatian meals actually were not invented in Alsace, but in Paris by those Alsatians who fled the region. That's quite funny. And now we are entering the city, the medieval city, and you can notice there are still some rings at your right. Those rings were used to put a chain and to close the bridge by night. And there is some remains of the city wall of the city. Here at the right, you can spot the arrow slits and the little openings where you can shoot with your crossbow or with your gun, right? Arrow slits used as a defense. Hello. He had a very bad reputation. That's why he had to live here. And I need to give the treasure of the pirates to my colleague. Here. You got it? Thank you very much. And from now, the executioners don't live here anymore. They are very respectable people, and to respect the calm, the silence of the zone, I need to stop commenting until the next week. And we are entering the very, very famous part of the city called the Little Venice. And you notice it's called Little Venice due to the channels and the rivers that you can find all around. And it's also the teddy bear. The third bottle that drips today. And we are entering the center of the city. And in a medieval city, you could find a lot of different people living there. You could find some noblemen, knights, lords, kings, emperors. You could also find the clergymen, priests, bishops, and you could find the peasants. But in a city, they weren't called peasants, they were called burghers. Burghers, bourgeois, burghers, it's the inhabitants of the city. And there is a way to spot, to recognize a nobleman's house. There are actually two ways. The first one is to spot coat of arms. If you look at your head, there is a blason, coat of arms, sigil, emblem on the right, on the left, sorry. Up your head, it's the coat of arms of the Chevalier de Saint-Jean, Knights of St. John, the Order of Malta. And the second way to recognize a nobleman's house is a reverse chimney. And a reverse chimney, again, on the other side, on the left.
Bye.
Hey there, hello there. We don't have any document to testify it, so we don't really know. Some say it was linked to the religion. That the blue refers to Catholicism, the yellow to the Protestantism, but in reality, during Middle Ages, there was only one religion in Europe, the Roman Catholicism, so it don't work. But in reality, those colors, they are quite recent. They were added in the 70s, so 50, 60 years ago, to make the house prettier, to make them more beautiful. And the only thing that is really medieval here is the woodworking, the colombage, the woodworking. Adventure here, we are going to go down in the boat, so be careful of your head. You can lay down on the boat, you can sit between the bench, no problem. Huh? Be careful. Maybe some of your hats will go next to the stone, but it's alright, don't worry. I'm right in the middle. Alright. During Middle Ages, the bridge were higher, as you expect. But now, we met the marché couvert, en français, covered marketplace, and it was built in 1865 by the inhabitants of Colombia to show the power of the bourgeoisie, the power of the burgher. And they used a very typical stone to construct the buildings of the building. This stone is called the pink sandstone, le grès rose, pink sandstone. And it's a very typical. Yes. On the right, on the right, the stairs, the rings that the boatmen used to attach, to tie their boat there, and to deliver the products, to deliver the vegetables inside the marketplace. The last guy, the last boatman who used this boat as a transport, it was in 1934, a bit before World War II, and since World War II, since the end of World War II, the railroad and the road has replaced the logistical role of those boats, and today they are only used to see the city from a different angle. And we have sold all our products. Thank you guys, we're coming later. We need to fill our boat again, so once again we are going under the bridge.